sunrise over Lake Michigan. Sip your way through craft breweries and dive into a dining scene that's turning heads. From museums and music to thrilling sports teams and buzzing nightlife, Milwaukee delivers all season long. Good things are always brewing on the Fresh Coast. The expert guides at visitmilwaukee.org have everything you need to fully plan every detail, whatever it is you'd like to do in Milwaukee. Plan your trip today at visitmilwaukee.org.
Sausage and Baseball with Old Scrap Iron, Phil Garner.
It's been well over 100 years since Abner Doubleday invented the game that would become America's pastime. About that same time in Milwaukee, a young Frederick Usinger was perfecting some old world sausage recipes. Now, nearly 150 years later, both are still going strong. Some things are just too good to tinker with, the perfect game and the ideal food to go with it. This summer, enjoy America's best, Usingers and baseball. It's just not summer without them.
Covering the Crew all season long on WTMJ, it's Brewers Extra Innings. Now live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee at the Avenue. Here is your host, Dominic Cotroneo.
The Brewers are coming. You had your chance. The Brewers are coming. 6 in a row. Back on track. Looking like the team from a season ago. Everybody in the starting lineup with a hit. Beating a bona fide ace, a left-hander. Beating the team with the best record in the National League in their house. Everybody that was mad at me for being optimistic 3 weeks ago, where are you now? Call in, 855-616-1620. 855-616-1620. I'm joking. We're being gracious. This is not the end of the season. You're never as good as you are when you're going great. You're never as bad as you are when it's going terrible. You're somewhere in the middle. But right now, we are enjoying the Brewers going great. 6 wins in a row. 17 runs on the Phils, 12 of them off of Jesus Luzardo. Come on. We won't do a full highlight recap of the 17 runs because there was one inning in particular that jumped out. Let's go ahead and give you some highlight recap.
Ready for this?
Out of here!
This?
Run it back! Ho, ho, ho!
And this?
It is gone!
Time for tonight's highlights.
Chad Patrick, the rookie, against Jesus Luzardo, who's been fantastic so far this season for the Phils. The Brewers got out to a hot start against him with 4 runs in the first, an RBI single from Christian Yelich, and a 3-run shot from Rhys Hoskins. Each of the first 4 reach. Each of the first 4 score in this contest before the Brewers even recorded an out. So they're out in front 4-0. Chad Patrick, he left 2 stranded with a shutdown inning in the bottom of the first. So the vibes are good. The Brewers are in control. They kept having base runners against Luzardo in the second and the third, and then things really came to a head in the 4th inning. Brewers still in front by a 4-0 score. The inning begins as innocent as ever with a little check swing bloop double by Sal Frelick on a ball that clanked off of Nick Castellanos' glove. Remember, that's how the inning began. Quite frankly, a catchable ball that wasn't turns into a double. The next batter, Caleb Durbin, drops down a perfect bunt, and the Brewers make him pay.
Now here is Durbin. Bunts the ball up the third baseline. A good one. Fielded by Luzardo. Off-balance throw to first. Gets away from Bohm. Rolling to the dugout fence. That'll allow the runner to score. Durbin stays at first. Frelick scores. The Brewers have a 5-0 lead in the 4th with nobody out.
And they were far from over in the frame. Josh Mauer on the call. The next batter, Joey Ortiz, works a walk. There was an odd balk call that led to Rod Thompson being ejected for the first time this season that allowed Durbin to get to second. But nonetheless, first and second, still nobody out. Then another walk to the 9-hitter, Bryce Terang. He didn't even swing the bat once he was showing bunt. So the bases are loaded for the top of the order. Jackson Chourio has already got 2 hits to this point, and he keeps the good times rolling.
The 0-1. Ground ball back past the mound and up the middle off the glove of the diving second baseman Stott. It caroms into center field and 2 runs score. First it's Durbin. Ortiz right behind him. No throw to the plate. Over to third goes Terang on a 2-run single by Chourio.
So he's got 3 hits already. Contreras already had a hit and a walk. Why don't he add to the tally now?
Jackson's now 5 for 8 in the series. Here's a line drive in the left. Contreras has another base hit. Scoring from third, Terang. First to third goes Jackson Chourio on an RBI single by William Contreras.
This thing is really getting out of hand fast. It's 8-0. Two batters later, on an 0-2 pitch, Rhys Hoskins back in the city of brotherly love.
The 0-2 pitch. Fly ball deep to left field. This is going back. Kepler turning. He's a spectator. See you later. Rhys Hoskins has gone deep twice. Hoskins with a Philly homecoming to remember this afternoon.
Of course, it's his first multi-homer game as a Brewer. Naturally, it's at Citizens Bank Park. So the Brewers score 8 runs in the 4th inning. They even brought a couple more batters up as Sal Frelick got the hit for a second time and cashed in again.
Looks at second, 2-2 again. Line drive poked into back of second base. It's going to fall for a base hit. They're waving Cameron around third. Castellanos' throw to the plate is going to be cut off. Make it 8 in the 4th for the Brewers and 2 hits in the inning for Sal Frelick. 2 bloopers into right. That one an RBI single. My oh my.
All but one batter who came to the plate that frame reached base. That was Yelly, unfortunately. He still had a good day with 3 hits at the plate. But the Brewers are in control, obviously, from that inning on. They were really not looking back from there. But just to add a cherry on top, with the Brewers up 14-1 in the 6th inning, still adding on against Jose Ruiz. A 2-out rally forms, 2 more runs score, and Chourio trying to add his 4th hit of the day.
Chourio launches one out to left. This is carrying back, and it is gone. Jackson Chourio goes deep, and the Brewers all over the Phillies here this afternoon in Philadelphia. A 3-run blast. It is 17-1 Crew.
3rd career 4-hit day for Chourio, his 2nd this season. He was a triple shy of the cycle. Great afternoon at the office for Chourio. I mean, we could talk about every run. We don't need to. The Brewers win 17-7. It was never even that close. They take the series. They've won 6 in a row, and we're going to break it all down coming up in just a moment. Brewers get the win. Stay with us. 855-616-1620. 855-616-1620 right here on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
Coming up, more Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Junior Achievement of Wisconsin has had business technology from James Imaging Systems for several years. Lori Salzman, Vice President of Enterprise Services, explains why.
We started with the document imaging, and I have to say that the service and support has been fantastic.
James Imaging Systems, a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed business technology company.
I've never met an organization that is so responsive to make sure that we are up and running all the time for us to be more efficient and allow us to focus more on the work that we do for helping young people.
Lori, what's your recommendation to others that aren't getting that kind of attention from their business technology company?
Please call James Imaging, because they will work with you to make sure that you find a solution that can make you more efficient and productive.
Make the call, 262-781-7700, or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Why settle for just a job when you could have a career in the exciting automobile industry? The Auto Dealers Association of Metro Milwaukee new car dealer members have service, technician, sales, administrative, and management positions available now. The first word in career is car, and one of the best places to find a great career opportunity is at an Adam new car dealer.
For current great paying job opportunities, visit adam.jobs. That's ADAMM.jobs.
The sounds of summer are here. Brewers baseball returns to American Family Field all June long. Get your seats now at Brewers.com.
Be our eyes on the road. See something out there that I should know about?
Hey, Debbie. Southbound 794. There was just an accident. Right now, it looks like at least one lane is closed.
Call me, Debbie Lazaga, on the WTMJ traffic tip line, 414-238-9329.
Highway 45 southbound. A tire came off of a car.
The drive affects you. Why not be part of it?
Northbound 41 at Burleigh. 3 vehicle accidents just happened in front of me.
Give me a call, 414-238-9329.
This is Brewers Extra Innings.
Brewers get the win in dramatic, big, loud fashion. 17 runs. Matches a season high, new season high in hits, season high in base runners. They were fantastic with runners in scoring position. They forced the Phillies to use a position player for the last 2 innings. Welcome back. This is Brewers Extra Innings, brought to you by Fifth Third Bank. Looking for a banking partner that truly understands your business needs? Look no further than Fifth Third Bank. With a local team right here in Milwaukee, they know how to hit it out of the park every time. For 15 years, they've been serving our community with industry-specific expertise and local decision-making that helps your business thrive. Experience the unique commercial banking value that only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC. 855-616-1620, 855-616-1620. Let's get to those phone lines now, shall we? Dale in Oak Creek. Dale, you're live on Brewers Extra Innings.
Hey, Dom. Thank you for taking my call today. So I was watching the Brewers game, and I can tell you they did very, very good. I'm so proud of them. And I think the pitching was awesome, really awesome. But do you think they can win tomorrow? And do you think the pitching can keep getting any better? And do you think they will succeed more and win more games? And what is the chance of making the playoffs?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think, Dale, the big thing with the playoffs right now is that it's still a very crowded midfield, right? Everybody's trying to figure out who's actually going to be contending for that third wild card spot, because with what we've seen from the Cubs right now, they're really darn good, but maybe the tides can change there here in the division when the next time you see them in about 3 weeks' time. But when you come to the conclusion that, okay, the Diamondbacks aren't what we all thought they were going to be. Their bullpen is in shambles right now. Who knows what to make of them? The Brewers get to see the Padres next weekend, and that's a chance to gain some ground on a team that maybe a lot of folks thought would naturally be in that third wild card spot. You still haven't faced the Mets yet. You're now beating up on the Phils, and you got the Braves next week too. So this next 2-week stretch we've talked about is a real chance to decide, are they really playoff contenders? Because earlier in May, obviously it didn't look like it. On the pitching front, they get better tomorrow with Jose Quintana. He is back off the injured list, expected to be really a full go. And they have Aaron Ashby available to stay with the lefties tomorrow, since it seems to be a plan that works really well against the Phils. That being said, this depth is now starting to come to fruition for the Brewers pitching staff, where you are now about to be in a starting rotation that features Freddie Peralta, Chad Patrick, Aaron Savali, Jose Quintana, and then I'm also blanking on one in there too, but the point is that your bullpen features Hall and Ashby and McGill and Mears and Koenig and Uribe. I mean, all of those guys can be trusted in leverage. Grant Anderson can be trusted in leverage. Rob Zastryzny continues to pitch great too, so the Brewers are in a stretch right now where they really feel like their depth is coming to where they expected it to be even before Brandon Woodruff returns to the roster, right? So I forgot Priester in that rotation, right? So you got Freddie, Priester, Patrick, Savali, Quintana tomorrow. Eventually there'll be a hard decision when Woodruff returns. Bullpen is now McGill, Uribe, Mears, Koenig, Ashby, Anderson, Hall, Zastryzny, all trusted with leverage. And quite frankly, the move for Quintana to return tomorrow might be the DFA of Tyler Alexander. That's what I have to imagine it could be. It could be an IL move. Who knows what it is? Don't want to speculate before we know it tomorrow. But all of that to say, they're playing good baseball right now, and it's encouraging to see it be a formula that is repeatable. I'm not saying they're going to score 17 runs every single night, but to see offense continue to do its job, right? We've talked about the pillars getting going. Contreras and Yelich and Hoskins. These guys have gotten going, and Craig Kashan joins us now here on the program. It's no surprise the Brewers are playing their best baseball when those guys in the middle of the order, and even 1 through 5, you can throw Chourio in this too. There's a reason these guys hit 1 through 5. It's because they're the best hitters on the team. And when the best hitters on the team aren't pulling their weight, the team struggles. And now, here in the end of May, the team has found their groove with those 5 guys in particular, and you see another above 500 month and another series win in 6 in a row. Craig, it's no surprise. 1 through 5. That's the story of today's game.
Well, absolutely. And it's been kind of going on here the last nearly 2 weeks, and they're playing offensively their best baseball right now. So that, I mean, like you said, Dom, those guys who are in those spots in the order are expected to do things. The thing that hasn't happened is they haven't been able to produce consistently together. And I think all of the times and the struggles that they have gone through, and we've talked about on this show and trying to dissect what's wrong. When you have multiple players like that in such key positions in the batting order, that just aren't, living up to their expectations, their capabilities, however you want to call it. But it's got to happen collectively. That's why there's 9 guys in the order. And at times you're going to get the bottom part of the order getting on base and setting the table for them. And we've seen that a little bit too. And these guys are starting to drive in more runs. But they do collectively have to get it done. And I think this last 13 games, we've seen that on a more consistent basis than probably we have all year. I mean, look at the run production, not just today, but what they've been able to put up. I think going into today, it was about 5 runs a game. Obviously, that's going to shoot up after getting 17 here. But, they're finally doing a great job collectively pulling their weight.
Every game this week, the Brewers have won 6 in a row. Of course, they had the off day on Thursday. And when you look at the team numbers as an offense collectively versus the rest of the league, 64 hits. Now, obviously, that's inflated by today having 23. That's the third most. But the team on-base percentage is the third best. It's the best in the National League over this last week of play. And the Brewers, they don't hit a ton of homers, but all of a sudden, they've hit 8 home runs over these last 6 games in this winning streak. It's certainly a welcome sight to see, but it's a reminder the Brewers don't rely on just home runs. They have 16 doubles. They have 10 stolen bases. And maybe best stat yet, of this stretch, the Brewers, they only have 47 strikeouts in these last 6 games. I mean, that's, an average of 8 per game, and you're getting 40-plus plate appearances per game? Like, that's a really good rate to say that you're only striking out 20% of the time when league average is north of that. So, bat on ball, winning on the margins, Brewers-y plays that we got so accustomed to a season ago. I mean, that 4th inning, until the home run, obviously, by Hoskins, was a Brewers inning. A bloop double, a bunt, other team makes an error, base hit, walk, base hit, dinger. How many times do we see that formula work out for the Brewers, not just in the course of an inning, but over the course of a game, to win last season, which is why they won over 90 games. And that's finally, this past 2 weeks, we've seen that version of the Brewers reemerge.
Yeah, and if people don't like watching that type of baseball, I mean, here's the only thing that I can say about it. Bat puts ball in play, and you gotta force the defense to get you out. And I think the Brewers may be, well, they are one of the best teams in baseball. Just putting the ball in play and using their speed, putting the ball where the defense ain't. And forcing, the defense to get you out. I mean, we saw that, yes, in that 4th inning. And I think, too, with the home runs that we're starting to see lately a little bit here, too, I think with guys getting on base more, you mentioned the on-base percentage being so high with this team, too. Again, that's putting more pressure on a pitcher. Who are you facing? Rhys Hoskins? I got nowhere to put him. Who's next, in line after Christian Yelich? Rhys Hoskins. I mean, look at the top of the order. They got to pitch to guys now. And that's, I think earlier this year, they could kind of pitch around them a little bit. And maybe they were slumping too. But when there's nobody on, I think a pitcher feels a lot better about facing, the top 4 or 5 in this batting order right now. But lately, not so much.
It's been a fun stretch of Brewers baseball. Take a couple of texts here, 855-616-1620, 855-616-1620 from Nick. Where's this offense been all May? I do have to ask, are the Brewers the hottest team in MLB right now or just the NL? They're the hottest in MLB. They have the longest active winning streak right now. The only other team close is the Blue Jays, who won again today. They've won 4 in a row, but now the Brewers, their run differential is back into the positives, right? They're plus 15 now on their season run differential, getting a plus 10 today, and they continue to show signs that they're on the right track. 855-616-1620. Take a break. Back with more after this, right here on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
On deck, more Brewers Extra Innings.
I'm Monica Kessler.
Monica makes sure that everything at Kessler's is worthy of a lifetime warranty.
The quality of your ring is incredibly important when it comes to diamond setting, ring sizing, and repairs.
Monica has been part of Kessler's since she was 6 years old.
Let me tell you how to judge the quality of the jewelry you're buying.
It's easier than you think.
All you have to do is read the warranty.
Most stores offer a 5-year warranty, but Kessler's offers a lifetime warranty. The strongest in the world.
We can do it because we put more gold in your jewelry.
When a jeweler wants to make a bigger profit, they put less gold into the jewelry. This makes it thinner and easier to break.
Theirs might look like ours at first glance, but Kessler's jewelry is made not to break, and that takes more gold.
We give you a lifetime warranty because our jewelry is made to last forever, just like your love.
Gold is more than $2,000 an ounce.
Kessler's gives you more gold, a lot more gold.
To the location of the Kesslers nearest you, go to KesslersDiamonds.com.
Vince Vitrano here for Connect Chiropractic. Get your aches and pains under control. But not only that, regular care with Connect Chiro can bring back your energy. A lot of folks start with headaches, back pain, and shoulder pain. How quickly you see results varies from person to person, but time and repetition are the key to staying on track. No twisting, no cracking, no popping. Connect Chiro docs use a special tool for all your adjustments, targeted results, and a gentler experience. Check out the new location in Oak Creek or get started at GoConnectChiro.com.
Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Outdoor Living Unlimited. Outdoor Living Unlimited is Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech decking installer. We install anything decks and more. Stop by Outdoor Living Unlimited showroom and visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Nobody loves a deal more than Dad, so make him proud and shop Fleet Farm for his Father's Day gifts at the best prices guaranteed. Like a Charbroil 3-burner gas grill for just $149.99. Or how about a Craftsman V20 half-inch cordless drill driver kit for $49. And whether he's grilling or drilling, help him look good with Carhartt Force tees for 25% off. For more of the hottest Father's Day deals, stop by your local Fleet Farm or check out our latest weekly ad at fleetfarm.com.
Welcome back to Brewers Extra Innings.
Brewers get the win. Big win. 17-7. Wasn't even that close. With Craig Gashawn, I'm Dom Cotroneo. I know there are some haters in the world that are really mad about Jackson Chourio having a great day, but that makes me smile for obvious reasons. But just be careful what you say about Jackson Chourio around these parts. I don't know. I mean, it just felt important to say that he didn't draw a walk today. You know, I just what do you do with 4 hits, triple shy?
Game. He may have walked in.
I mean, oh my
game.
Goodness! I'm again, Chourio, as we predicted all along, he's going to be fine. I'm not saying he's going to be a 300 hitter all season long, but you see these signs that. I mean, he was taking pitches today, Craig, that I was just, like audibly gasping of just yes, that. Where you're not chasing high fastballs. You're not chasing changeups down and away from Luzardo, right? He is understanding his strike zone again, and we're almost to the day. I mean, June 1st was when it turned last season, and here we are. That's tomorrow. And Chourio, I think every single Brewers fan would talk about Jackson Chourio right now hitting 255. I mean, okay, 255 batting average. On base is still 300. Yes, we can improve below 300. Yes, we can still improve that. But he's still got 18 doubles, 9 homers, 11 steals. I mean, when he's hitting them, they're staying hit, to use a term. He's hitting the ball with authority. He's still 21 years old. He's still going to get stronger. He's still going to get better. And again, this baseline just makes me so excited as you're feeling hitterish. It's warm now. The ball is jumping, and Chourio is showing signs of growth once again.
And think about this, too. He was a triple shy of the cycle. I know he got 5 at-bats in this game. He only made 1 out, but then he was pulled late in the game, so Haas could get in there, and a couple other guys as well. And I said this on our TV postgame show to Ben, too. I said, think about when he gets his first cycle. It's probably coming soon because he's got all the tools to do it. And then wonder how many this guy is going to end up hitting because he just takes the game as it comes, and he's always ready. So he's so much fun to watch. And you're right. He's just starting to heat up now. But he's been fine all season. I mean, for anyone to single him out, or anybody, any fan that may have even gone through a disappointment period with this guy, you just can't do it. I'll always go back to that wonderful interview that Yount did with Chourio, Robin Yount, last year, just talking about where Yount was in that stage of his career and how young both of them are, but with the raw talent that Jackson Chourio has and basically how he's able to handle it. And it's not just pressure, and it's not just being with the big league club. It's about being who you are. And I don't think for one day Jackson Chourio has ever pretended to be somebody he's not. He's just going up there, and I mean, he's carved a niche already. And just imagine, what this masterpiece is going to look like before it's all done.
I think with Chourio hitting 1-2 in the order, staying there, it's also helped that the guys behind him are hitting well too. And all of this is to say that you get back home to an open roof, to the ball jumping. Maybe it's Cincinnati. He's got good memories there. He should continue to improve. He will finish the season with an above 300 on-base percentage. I can promise you that. He's too good of a player for that not to happen. Another guy that we got to talk about, texter here, this one from the 262. Yelly's going oppo a lot lately, Dom. We know what that means. Another 4 hits today for Christian Yelich. His batting average is on a slow climb. He is up to 233. His on-base is actually better than Jackson Chourio's at 314. Leads the team with 12 homers. I see Yelly, I just see a little more authority, and I see a little more confidence, a little more swagger. And when you're right, Craig. I mean, when this texter said it, you've seen it. When he's going opposite field against lefties, wait a minute. Like, there's something about to pop here for Christian Yelich. We've obviously seen multiple multi-homer games in the last week, and he's now on an 8-game hitting streak.
Yeah, it's amazing to me how he can, go into such a dry spell and not have that swagger. And I know it's tough to have swagger when things aren't going right, but there are guys that have played this game, plenty of really good players like Christian Yelich's class. And that swagger keeps you going, and it's a good one to have. It's not a bad one. It's a good one to have. And Christian Yelich is going to be, quiet and low key no matter what. But you can see it when he's hitting the ball the other way. You can see it when he's starting to drive and have the 2, home run games like he did yesterday. And today, 4 singles for Christian Yelich. He only scored 1 run, believe it or not, out of all of that. Mm-hmm. But, he passes the baton on in a game that, maybe wasn't his. And if he can keep going like this, I mean, who's to say what's going to happen? But gosh darn it, 233 batting average right now. It seemed like it was only last week he was batting 190. We were talking about him being below 200. It's crazy.
Yeah, and in fact, it was even worse than that a little while ago. He was all the way down to, 184 on May 21st, the day before this streak started. Now, it also helps that over this streak, and of the 8 games, 6 of them have been multi-hit games. I mean, this isn't a Yelich that is just tearing the cover off the ball. He's getting his, bloops. He's getting his broken bats. He's getting his hustles, but he's also mixing in homers, which is exciting on top of that as well. Hey, we got to talk pitching, so I'm going to keep you for one more segment here, Craig, because we cannot ignore what Chad Patrick is doing right now. We'll take a quick break. Back with more after this here on 620 WTMJ.
Coming up, more Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
The 2015 Wisconsin men's hoops team gave us all a march to remember.
There will be no undefeated champion on Wisconsin with an unbelievable stretch drive to the championship game.
On June 26th, enjoy an intimate celebration with the stars of the run with Made 'em Believe. Presented by M3 Insurance. World-class expertise and individual attention. Tickets are on sale now at uwhoops2015.com. Made 'em Believe, June 26th at the Orpheum Theater in Madison.
2 Wisconsin icons are teaming up on a reworked classic. Cousin Subs and U-Zingers are proud to introduce the all-new Fried Bologna Sub, featuring U-Zingers fried bologna, bacon, American cheese, onions, pickles, mayo, and mustard on fresh-baked Italian bread. And that's not all. Pair your fried bologna with a creamy cupcake shake topped with whipped cream and rainbow sprinkles. Now that's a better combination. Order both in-store, online, or via the mobile app. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
Music director Ken David Mazur leads the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra in a gorgeous double bill June 6th and 7th at the Bradley Symphony Center. Concerts will open with Pulitzer Prize-winning composer Aaron J. Kernis's evocative cello concerto, Colored Field. MSO principal cello Susan Babini will be the soloist in this work, which was inspired by a visit to a former concentration camp from World War II. The second half of the concert features the Symphony No. 1 by Brahms, a piece that took nearly 20 years to complete as the composer attempted to shake off the looming specter of Beethoven. The result is a brilliant and original first step into the genre, though careful listeners will detect a nod to Beethoven's famous Ode to Joy. Mazur conducts Brahms June 6th and 7th at the Bradley Symphony Center. Visit MSO.org for tickets and more information, or call the box office now at 414-291-7605.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Brewers win 17-7 with Craig Kashan. I'm Dom Cotroneo. Since 1912, cider's been your go-to for home comfort. Through the end of June, you can take $10 off your AC tune-up. Call Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical, or you can schedule online at Cider. That's SEIDER.com. Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. This is another great start for Chad Patrick. But before we talk about the start, I'm just going to list a few names here, and I want you to tell me what is all in common with these names. Okay, so I'm going to list a handful of them. Stay with me here, Craig. Zach Gallen, Dylan Cease, Sonny Gray, Jesus Luzardo, Chris Sale, and Nick Lodolo and Mackenzie Gore. What do all of those guys have in common?
Boy, they're good.
They're good. And they have an ERA that's worse. They have an ERA that's worse than Chad Patrick's right now.
They're not as good. Answer number 2, they're not as good.
And again, this is all decimal points here, so we're not trying to overreact to it. But Chad Patrick, in his rookie season, with 12 starts under his belt, mind you, with a blow-up in his very first big league debut against the Yankees, he still has a 2.97 ERA this season. He gets his third win. Now, ERA isn't everything, but he's a guy that understands his pitch mix, understands what works for him, the cutter and the sinker. We saw a few more changeups today, too, and he has given the Brewers an opportunity to win the game every single time he has taken the mound. That is not hyperbole. As a starter, it's a 2.73 ERA. He's only allowed 19 earned runs in 62 and 2/3 innings as a starter. He's been phenomenal. And honestly, I am glad he is making this decision hard on the Brewers in a couple of weeks, if and when Brandon Woodruff comes back like the Brewers are hoping. I know Chad Patrick is optionable, but right now, man, he is going to ride this wave as long as possible. He has been one of the best pitchers in the National League. Not just rookies, one of the best pitchers in the National League.
Well, you know, the first thing he's doing is just what you said about always keeping this team in a position to win. He doesn't give up much. He's got, really, as we get to know him, he's got some great moxie about him. His competitive edge is there. He said before this game against the Phillies that, you know, he wants to face these guys. He wants to face some of the best. He knows what their reputation is, and he wants to go out and beat them. This guy flat out said, I want to face him because I want to beat him. And he did that today. He's not afraid of the strike zone. He may not have the greatest stuff in the world, as you mentioned, Dom, but he certainly is not afraid of the strike zone. And he pitches with confidence. He's got a great pace. Everything's really falling into place right now. And sometimes I think, you know, I don't really want to do this and compare him to what Tobias Myers did last year. But if you just do singular performances of 2024 as a surprise starter and what we're seeing in 2025, it's hard to not compare the two. But he's in his own class. He's doing his own thing here right now. And as far as whether or not he's going to be here long term, man, that is going to be an awfully, awfully tough decision. And I can't imagine if this team continues this upward swing. I don't know if they're going to win the division or not, but if they're playoff contenders, I have a hard time believing they're not going to find room for this guy to stay in this rotation because he's frontline rotation material right now.
I mean, he's a legitimate National League Rookie of the Year candidate right now. Like, think about that for a second. Here we are turning to June 1st tomorrow. It ain't early anymore. Yes, the sample is only 60-some innings right now, but you're right about Tobias Myers a season ago. You look back, first 13 appearances for Tobias Myers, first 13 appearances for Chad Patrick. They're almost identical. Chad has a slightly better ERA and a few fewer strikeouts, which is to be expected. But at the same time, when you look at rookies in the National League, I'm pulling it up right now. This isn't including today's performance, but he was already leading pitchers in FWAR at 1.5. When you want to go ahead and switch it over to batters that are rookies, he leads them too. Drake Baldwin is there at 1.3. So all of a sudden, the Brewers have a legitimate Rookie of the Year candidate who's one of the best pitchers in baseball right now, who just shut down the Phillies for a quality start, 6 innings and only 2 runs allowed. I mean, yes, the lead helps to pitch a little bit easier, but Chad Patrick, man, I just tip my cap to him, to the Brewers player development, to the Brewers scouting staff, to trade him for Abraham Toro. I mean, what a trade this is turning into.
Yeah, it's one of my more favorite things to read when I go through the starting pitcher's notes for that day, and to have that side note and how they acquired him 2 years ago. Phenomenal trade for sure. And it also goes to show they make that deal, and he's got to get all healthy, and they leave him in the minors so he can get back to what he's developed into right now. Those are great stories. He's got a great story. He deserves to continue that story on the major league level for sure. It'd be great to have him be in all the rookie awards or whatever the potential might be down the road. But just the fact that he is just incredibly consistent and a winner, those type of guys make your teams winners. Every pitcher will tell you, we talk about this all the time. It doesn't matter if they get the W at the end of the day. It's whether the team does. And this guy is really helping this team win right now for sure.
I agree entirely. All right, Craig Kashan, appreciate the time as always. A new month begins tomorrow, and you'll be on the postgame with us as well.
Sounds good, Dom. See you Sunday.
All right, Craig Kashan on WTMJ. Quick segment to go beyond the box score and answer some of these texts as well. 855-616-1620. 855-616-1620 on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
On deck, more Brewers Extra Innings.
With a dedicated Milwaukee team, Fifth Third Bank knows what success looks like. For 15 years, we've been serving businesses, organizations, and individuals in the area with a long-standing commitment to the healthcare and not-for-profit sectors. Whether it's expansion to commercial payments, Fifth Third offers a full suite of financial services and solutions to navigate your organization's complex needs. Experience the difference with Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
When you come to our showroom, you'll find more than a dozen glass shower door displays. Now that's what you're going to want to see, because browsing a bunch of options usually spurs ideas that you've never even thought of. And when you walk around with one of our glass shower door experts, you can ask questions and get assurance. We're here to help. And after nearly 50 years in the glass shower door business, there's not a whole lot we haven't seen. So don't worry, your project's about to be put in the very best of hands. At Les's Glass Service, you can count on our experience that makes it easy to promise top-flight installation. Glass shower doors are our specialty, and we're out there humping it every day to add to our portfolio to make the next project even better than the last. This is Stacy Sinks. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Les's Glass. Les's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lesglassservice.com.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care, and they do it every day with compassion and with empathy. They've got locations throughout southeast Wisconsin. I've been to the locations. I love how they treat the people who live there. They specialize in caring for those with early to late-stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms. They offer early memory loss classes. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. Kindness at the core. It's Azura Living. Check them out at azuravliving.com. It's Azura.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. This is Brewers Extra Innings.
Brewers win 17-7. Tomorrow, early start, 12:35. First pitch. We're on the air at noon. I've got you for post-game. No Brewers warm-up tomorrow, just the on-deck show built by Menards. Couple of texts here from Jenny from Vernon. Happy day as the Brewers get their first Saturday victory in 2025. Hot dog. Amen to that. This one from Doug. This was overdue. I asked 10 days ago if they couldn't win 12 in a row. Well, thought there was no chance. And you know what? Now I think they could get close. I mean, 12 in a row is a really big ask. But if you can go in a stretch where, say, you win 9 out of 12, 10 out of 12, you are gaining ground on the rest of the field. Another text here. Do you think that Turang and Frelick should be higher in the order? And what do you think of Joey Ortiz? I'll start with Joey. Joey is still a fantastic defensive shortstop. That is his current role on this team. If you get anything out of him offensively, right now it's a bonus. I know he's going to get better, work, turn over every stone right now. I thought we saw signs in that Pittsburgh and that homestand and just has kind of cooled off again. I just think he's too talented of a player for this to be this much longer. 2 months into the season, it's a lot of sample size, obviously, but at the same time, Joey's here to play great defense, and he's going to do that day in and day out, and the Brewers obviously value their defensive play as much as they value their offensive play. But on Turang and Frelick, Turang was batting ninth today because they were facing an extremely tough lefty in Jesus Luzardo. They're facing another tough lefty tomorrow in Ranger Suarez. I imagine he'll hit ninth again, but then anytime he's against a righty, Turang's your leadoff guy. I think that's not a question. As for Sal, I really like the way this lineup shakes out. Let's say you're facing a righty. Turang leading off, Chourio hitting second, Yelich hitting third, Contreras hitting fourth, Hoskins hitting fifth, Sal hitting sixth, or even Collins hitting sixth if you want, and then you could put Sal hitting seventh. It lengthens the lineup. The whole point is that if you just have 1 through 5 be all your best hitters and then you leave nothing for the bottom of the order, you're never going to see a rally form. Granted, the bottom of the order has been doing great as of late. I like Sal hitting 5, 6, 7, somewhere in there, preferably 6th, because he gives protection to Reese, who gives protection to William, who gives protection to Yelly, who gives protection to Chourio, who gives protection to Turang. You see how it all works out? I really like the lineup balance of Sal hitting 6th. So this text as well, question, same texter, do you think go for a 6-man rotation with Patrick? I don't think so. The Brewers value their bullpen so much, and if you go with 6-man rotation, that's one less in your bullpen. That as opposed to an 8-man bullpen, you're going to have 7. And with the way this Brewers team uses their bullpen, they want to have every arm available as long as they can. The good news is, it's not imminent. Chad Patrick will make at least one more start, I would imagine, for the Brewers. Brendan Woodruff's next rehab outing isn't until Tuesday. That will be hopefully his last if it goes according to plan. And as of right now, you could line up Chad Patrick against the Reds on on Friday after the off day against the Padres. And then you have to make the decision because Woodruff would probably be due back against the Braves either Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. We'll have to wait and see on that front. But no, I do not think they will go with a 6-man rotation. Take a break. We're going for another 15 minutes here at the top of the hour. Up next, we're going to hear from the manager, Pat Murphy, after a fun win today. We'll look at the out-of-town scoreboard as well. Just kind of, as we head to June, touch base. We always talk about Memorial Day being a day. Well, here we are, June 1st. Let's talk about all that coming up in just a moment here on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
Coming up, more Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Trust in your family's comfort at home with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. They're the oldest family-owned HVAC company in southeast Wisconsin. 4 generations of Ciders, and their highly trained technicians provide a one-stop shop for all home and business comfort needs, including an emergency service line that's always live and a 12-year parts and labor warranty on all Daikin products. Get peace of mind by scheduling maintenance today with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. That's SEIDER, cider.com.
Welcome back to Ask Hassleus.
If you could spend 1 month anywhere, where would you go?
Easy. I'd go to bed.
I mean anywhere in the world.
Precisely.
You'd spend the entire month in bed?
Specifically, a new Tempur-Pedic from Hassleus Mattress.
Why?
Because I can take 60 months to pay for it. Through Monday, get 60 months interest-free financing on select Tempur-Pedic mattresses, plus a $300 MasterCard gift card.
60 months. That means...
You can buy a Queen Tempur-Pedic ProAdapt Hybrid with ease adjustable base for just $74 a month.
And I get a $300 MasterCard gift card.
Free next-day delivery and employee-free showrooms, too.
So I can try and buy...
With no pushy sales guy.
Hang on.
What are you doing?
Searching for a travel agent to book a month-long vacation at Hassela's Mattress.
Enjoy 60 months interest-free financing on select Tempur-Pedics through Monday at Hassela's Mattress. Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you or shop online at Hasselis.com.
Get your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval to buy at ACCUNET.com.
There's an amazing supper club in Wisconsin Dells, Ish Nala. Nestled among the pines and perched above the sandstone bluffs of Mirror Lake. The beauty, the history, the service, the food, the fun. Hi, this is Bob Prosser, owner of Ish Nala Supper Club in Wisconsin Dells. I've been a part of Ish Nala since 1973, and I am so proud to continue the tradition that began in 1953. Why not enjoy a brandy old-fashioned in one of our bars, each with a spectacular view overlooking Mirror Lake, or just relax before or after dinner on one of our outdoor decks. Our Ish Nala chefs have prepared your favorites: 24-ounce ribeye, cold water lobster tails, North Atlantic salmon, and of course, Ish Nala's roast duck. Thank you for making Ish Nala Wisconsin's favorite supper club, where the only thing we overlook is Mirror Lake. I'm Bob Prosser, and I want to serve you.
Welcome back to Brewers Extra Innings.
There are so many good plays today. We don't have one for our singular play of the game. Maybe a 2-homer day from Rhys Hoskins. But it's brought to you by Surfside nonetheless. A proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers, Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka. Paired perfectly with a day at the ballpark and stocked at American Family Field all season long. Brewers win 17-7 over the Phillies. They've won the series, and they've won 6 games in a row. The manager, Pat Murphy, in a good mood today. Short, tidy session with the media after a big win.
I mean, he's got great stuff. He's a guy that we would love to have. Anybody in baseball would love to have him. He's one of the great ones in the game. His stuff is tremendous, and I think we did have a good plan against them, and we executed. And we're playing a lot more with a lot more freedom, and that freedom creates some special things. So we put it all together.
It feels obvious, but in back-to-back games here, you've been able to take early leads. How much of an impact does that have?
It's super important. But it's tough sometimes to pitch like that when you got 11-0 lead or 11-1 lead. It's tougher than you think to pitch. To keep your focus the way it can, especially against a club that's so talented. Like what I mentioned yesterday, it's the best record in National League, I think, and it's a great lineup. We've seen those names for 5 or 6 years of some greats in there.
He's got the one here last year in a game you guys lost, so to win it and for him to
hit 2 homers
twice, how special do you think that is for him to do it here and get the booze?
I thought that was cool. The bigger thing for me is he responded from yesterday, against a guy that's a legit dude, and that's critical, to have these games against guys and against teams that are really, really talented.
This continues to be the version of Rhys that the fans here used to sing. What continues to impress you about the way he's putting together this offensive year?
Yeah, I mean, most people hits 27 home runs and they don't think it's a down year, but he did. And he took it personally, went and got in even better shape, and he's worked at his hitting. He's worked at it. He's open to change. He tries to change. He tries new things. I mean, for a kid, how old is he?
31.
31-year-old to keep working on changing and being willing to do whatever is, and he's a leader in the clubhouse. He takes care of people. It's just who he is. That's how he handles his life. So I couldn't be happier for him.
Crowd gave another nice ovation when he first stepped up to the plate. Think they're going to stop doing that soon?
Yeah, they might. But Phillies fans they're great. You know what I mean? And they're awesome. Anybody would love playing in front of these fans. You know what I mean? Because they're so passionate.
They're very passionate. And I've been lucky enough to do a playoff game at the bank. It was rocking. It was electric. It's a crazy place, man. Philly's one of one, and you can't compare Philly to any other fan base. You really can't, because when they love you, man, they love you, and when they hate you, they hate you. And maybe they're quick to hate, but they're also really, really, really loving when you're on the good side. And obviously the Phils have been waiting since 2008 to have won their last World Series, and it's been a while since before that as well, the Mike Schmidt days. So Phils are, they're pressing the button a little bit. A stat that came across my desk that kind of blew my mind. They're 18-4 against the Rockies, the Nationals, and the A's already to this point in the season. They're a 500 team against everybody else. So, kind of the reverse Cubs, where the Cubs have done all this damage against really good teams. The Phillies still looking for that edge against the good teams. Now, obviously, not having Bryce Harper these last couple of games has impacted them, but the Brewers have been fantastic. A quick look at the standings and the out-of-town scoreboard as we get ready to say goodnight after this on 620 WTMJ.
On deck, more Brewers Extra Innings.
The sounds of summer are here. Brewers baseball returns to American Family Field all June long. Get your seats now at Brewers.com.
ESPN Wisconsin's Brian Balaga here for my new friends at Surfside. There's only one thing better than Surfside and golf, and that's Surfside iced teas and lemonade plus vodka on the golf course. This golf season, there's no better drink to enjoy on the golf course. Surfside is light, refreshing, and made with real vodka and real brewed tea. Plus, there's only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation. Cheers to hitting the fairway and cheers to Surfside. It's tea time. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Don't think twice. Call Geis. For 70 years, Geis has been the trusted garage authority in Wisconsin. WTMJ's Greg Matzik here. Don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geis today. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget and will even build custom designs to meet your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to GeisDoors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield and their custom design room. Don't think twice. Call Geis.
When you need commercial or residential plumbing service, you need it now. Call Quality. We have over a 60-year track record of taking care of people. And with over 60 vehicles ready to respond to your needs, we'll be there in a hurry, so you won't have to worry. This is Anthony Zaneski. For commercial or residential plumbing service, call Quality and get the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. At Quality, we offer the most respected brand names in heating and air conditioning. Armstrong and Carrier. It doesn't get any better. And our technicians are top-notch. I know, because I handpicked every one of them. They're vetted and thoroughly trained. Hey, they're the cream of the crop. And that's why our quality workmanship guarantee is the strongest in the business.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
This is Brewers Extra Innings.
I'm on top of the world.
All right, last couple minutes here. The Brewers have won 6 in a row. We're not going to overreact because it's a good stretch, but there's still so much baseball to go. Today was only game 59. Okay, so once you get here to June, this first week of June, you're suddenly going to be in the mark of less than 100 games to go, right? That will come on Tuesday against the Reds. The Brewers are 3 games above 500, and it feels like they're finally playing Brewers baseball. The division's going to be hard. There's no question. The Cubs have already won one of the series. There's 3 series remaining, 13 games total on the season series. 3 of them are already done. The Cubs are 36-22. The Cardinals are 33-25, and aside from the Reds, they're the next divisional opponent that's ahead of the Crew coming up in 2 weeks' time. The Brewers are at 31-28. When you look at the National League wild card right now, as we can here on June 1st, if you will, this is our first little peek at it. You know, the runner-up of the NL East is probably going to be in this stretch, right? That's both the Mets and the Phillies. They both have 36 wins right now. San Diego's 32-23. They're currently in second place. Then it's St. Louis in third at 33-25. The reason why this is significant is because the Brewers play the Cardinals again coming up in 2 weeks' time at home, a 4-game set. The Brewers don't see the Giants again, who, oh, by the way, have been coming back down to earth. They don't see the Giants again until August. So they won't be able to jump them immediately. But I think what's becoming clear, and you can't rule out Arizona or Atlanta yet, but I think Cincinnati is going to fade. Arizona, I really worry about that bullpen. Atlanta, they just took a big hit with A.J. Smith-Shawver going on the injured list with Tommy John surgery. You're starting to see separation. How much longer is it going to take to really find the contenders and the pretenders? We'll find out at the end of June. But we are monitoring the Padres, the Cardinals, and the Braves. Well, conveniently enough, the next homestand for the Brewers is against the Padres, the Cardinals, and the Braves. It's their longest homestand of the season. 10 games at home. It's going to be a good stretch to be playing quality baseball that the Brewers are capable of. Because remember, there's no more Game 163. Tiebreakers matter. Season series matter. The Brewers have already dropped one season series to the Cardinals as well. Part of the reason they're in this mess. And I thought all 3 of those games were winnable for the Brewers. They only won 1 of them. So, when you get them in town in 2 weeks' time at American Family Field, get ready to take advantage of what you can do against that club. All the while, it's only June 1st. Teams can get hot out of nowhere. Teams can fall out of the sky, out of nowhere as well. I mean, the Cubs, they're still really good. They're 36-22. The Brewers still see them 3 more times. Anything can happen, man. I mean, they're 1 more starting pitching injury away from really, really be begging for it. And the offense is really good. I'm not debating that in the slightest. But I got to wonder, can it last an entire season? I really do. And if it does, tip your cap to them. They put together a heck of a team. With that being said, let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Those Cubs beat the Reds 2-0 today in some really fluky fashion. A sunball double, and then Ellie De La Cruz showboating a grounder to short allowed another run to score that would have ended the inning. That was it. It was a 0-0 game in the 8th inning, and the Cubs win 2-0. The Reds are back under 500 at 29-30. Other games that are final, the Blue Jays beat the A's 8-7 today north of the border. They're going for a sweep tomorrow. The Guardians beat the Angels 7-5. The Mets over the Rockies. Oh, poor Rockies. They're 9-49. Yikes. Royals beat the Tigers 1-0. Michael Wacha and Tarek Skubal dueled for 7 shutout innings apiece. Bo Brisky blew it in the end, but only 1 run in that one in Kansas City. Also today, the Rays beat up on the Astros 16-3. Braves shut out the Red Sox 5-0, and the Marlins shut out the Giants, aforementioned Giants 1-0. Robbie Ray takes a tough luck loss in that one. One other game in the division that is or 2 other games. The Cardinals blanked the Rangers 2-0 today. Sonny Gray's 7 shutout frames with 10 Ks, and also later tonight in San Diego, it is Pirates and Padres from Petco Park. Once again, tomorrow on the air at noon, 12:35 first pitch. Jose Quintana will make his return from the injured list. He gets the start against another lefty, Ranger Suarez, who's been fantastic so far in the season. I'll be with you after the game as well for Brewers Extra Innings, reacting to it all as the Brewers try to go for back-to-back sweeps and their 7th consecutive victory. And in all honesty, I'll have one eye on the U.S. Women's Open at Erin Hills. I didn't check the fan guide, but I wonder if you can bring in a Walkman. If you're going out there to watch, bring in a Walkman, listen to us here on 620 WTMJ. Why not? It's the best way to take in a ball game, listening on the radio. That's going to do it for our show here tonight. Thank you so much for listening here on WTMJ. Our producer has been Evan Wittalison. Our guest host, of course, Craig Kashan. I'm Dom Cotroneo. Until next time, keep on swinging.
Hey, John Mercure here for Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning. My reverse osmosis system in my house is fantastic.